Good morning, dear children. Now we will move to our 7th chapter, Reflection of Light. So, what all things you know about light? Light is a form of energy, isn't it? And it produces the sensation of vision. If you want to see something, light from that object should fall on our eye. Then it produces an inverted image in our retina. That is how we can see an object. Will all the objects emit light? No. Some objects will emit their own light. And such objects can be called as luminous bodies or luminous objects. So, since the light, they are emitting the light, and this light will fall on our eye and we can see that object. Example, sun, stars, all those things. But what about other things? Here I have a pen with me. Is it possible to see this pen? Yes, isn't it? We can see the pen. Is the pen emitting a light? Pen is not emitting its own light. But the light from the sun or the tube or from any luminous body falls on this pen, then it reflects the light falling on it, and that reflected light falls on our eye, and that is how this pen is visible for us. Okay, so is it clear? Luminous bodies means they emit their own light, so we can see that object. But in the case of non-luminous bodies, that is objects which cannot emit their own light, they will reflect the light falling on it. So, what is reflection? What do you mean by reflection? It is the bouncing back of light after hitting a surface. Light actually moves in the form of rays, or we are considering it as light rays. Okay, and when it falls on a surface, it bounces back. What do you mean by bounces back? When you are throwing a ball onto a wall, it will come back, isn't it? Similarly, when light hits on a wall, it will come back. This is called bouncing back. So the bouncing back of light after hitting a surface can be called as reflection. And this is an important property shown by light. Okay, so is it clear? Bouncing back of light after hitting a surface can be called as reflection. Now, will all the surfaces reflect light to us the same extent? No. Light reflected by different surfaces will be to different extent. If you are considering a well-polished surface, such as a mirror, it will reflect or bounce this back the maximum light or more amount of light falling on it. Instead of that, if you are considering a wall or a hard surface, it will reflect only a small part of the light. Okay, so based on the surface, the rate of reflection will vary. If you are considering a well-polished surface such as a mirror, most of the light falling on it gets reflected. So is it clear? Now, how can you construct a mirror? A mirror will reflect most of the light falling on it. So we are going to study about mirrors. You can see mirror in your house, isn't it? Where can you see the mirror? In almaras we have, and in order to look our face, we have the mirrors. And do you know what is the name given for those mirrors? Those are known as plane mirrors. Okay, what is the name given? It is known as plane mirror. The mirror on which we look our face, which is there in our cupboards and all. It is known as a plane mirror. And do you know how this plane mirror is made? For that, we will just take a glass piece. So, if you are taking a glass, it is completely transparent. If it is transparent, will it reflect light? No. Transparent means which allow light to pass through it. So, when light comes through one surface, it passes through it and it will come out through the other surface. So, that means it won't do the process of reflection there. So, how can we convert a glass into a mirror? We have to close one end, isn't it? Now when you're taking up glass, it is transparent. So one end should be made as opaque. So for that, in order to construct a mirror, what we'll do is we'll take a glass piece. Then on one side of the glass piece, a silver coating will be given. And the silver coating can come out easily. So above the silver coating, a red lead oxide coating also will be given. Then it acts as a plane mirror. Okay. So is it clear? How will we make a plane mirror? Take a glass piece. Then on one side of the glass piece, we'll be giving a silver coating. And for the silver coating to stay there, a red lead oxide coating will be given. So light passing through one end can't go or come out through the other surface, so that it will bounce back or it will reflect. This is how we'll make a plane mirror. Now, this is the way by which you can represent a plane mirror. So this line represents the mirror. This shows the silver coating. Okay, this represents the silver coating, and this plain part is the reflecting side. So either if you draw like this or this, it represents a plane mirror. So when you consider a plane mirror, on one side we have the silver coating and the other side will act as the reflecting surface. So is it clear about a plane mirror? How to construct a plane mirror? How to represent a plane mirror? Now, reflection can be of two types. Okay, it can be either regular reflection or irregular reflection. So first I am considering a mirror. Okay, now light ray. Light is represented using a ray. When a light ray hits on a mirror, here you have to check which is the reflecting surface. This is the silver coating. Light ray won't get reflected from this side. It gets reflected from this plane surface. Okay. So when a light ray hits on a mirror, it gets reflected. Now, this is one light ray. It gets reflected. Now I am considering another light ray which is parallel to the first one. This also gets reflected. Now I am considering one more light ray. It also gets reflected. So when you are drawing a light ray, ray means what? Straight line with an arrowhead. Then only it becomes a light ray. Okay, this arrow is very important. Simply if you draw like this, you won't get the mark. Okay, then it won't be light. Light ray means this arrow is compulsory. So here we are considering a mirror and it is a straight one, isn't it? A well polished and a smooth surface. When light rays falls on a smooth surface, when a parallel beam of light, I have considered parallel beam of light. When a parallel beam of light falls on a regular surface or a well polished surface, the reflected beam also will be parallel. And such a reflection can be called as regular reflection. Okay, it is known as regular reflection. That is when parallel beam of light rays falls on a smooth surface. Here the surface is smooth. So if it falls on a well polished or a smooth surface, the reflected beam also will be parallel. And this can be called as regular reflection. Now the second type is irregular reflection. Okay. So here I am considering a surface which is not smooth, an irregular surface. So when a ray hits here, it goes in this direction. So this one will be going in another direction. So look here, I have drawn the parallel rays. When the parallel rays hits on an irregular surface, what happens? The reflected rays will be irregular. It won't be parallel. The incident rays, the rays which hits on this surface are parallel to each other, but the rays which bounce back are not parallel. So, such a reflection can be called as irregular reflection. Okay. So, the bouncing back of light after hitting a surface can be called as reflection. There are two types of reflection. regular reflection and irregular reflection. When a parallel beam of light rays falls on a smooth surface, the reflected rays also will be parallel. It can be called as regular reflection. When parallel beam of light falls on an irregular surface, the reflected beam won't be parallel. It will go in different directions. Such a reflection can be called as irregular reflection. Okay, so is it clear? Now, next we are moving to certain terms related to reflection of light. So for this, I am considering a plane mirror. Okay, so always remember, when you draw a plane mirror, straight line on one side, you have to give the silver coating and the other one will be our reflecting surface. So I have considered a plane mirror, and now we are going to learn certain terms related to reflection, and this is very, very important. You should be thorough with this, then only we can move to the next topic. Okay, now consider a light ray which hits on this. Okay, a light ray which hits on this reflecting surface. This can be called as the incident ray. Okay, so what is incident ray? A ray of light which hits on the reflecting surface can be called as the incident ray. Now, when it hits on the surface, what happens? It will bounce back. Let me name it as A, O, B. Okay. So, in this, which one is the incident ray? AO. AO represents the incident ray. The ray which hits on a surface, reflecting surface, can be called as incident ray. The ray which bounces back into the same medium can be called as the reflected ray. So, from this diagram, which is the reflected ray? OB. OB is the reflected ray, the ray which bounces back after hitting the surface. Now, this O is known as point of incidence. Okay, this is known as point of incidence. Do you know what is point of incidence? The point on the reflecting surface where the incident ray hits. So, where this incident ray hits, that is known as point of incidence. Okay, now I am going to draw a perpendicular this point of incidence. What do you mean by perpendicular? Which makes an angle 90 degree. Isn't it? That is known as perpendicular. So, the perpendicular drawn through the or at the angle or at the point of incidence can be called as normal. Okay, so this line, let me name it as MN. The perpendicular drawn at the point of incidence can be called as normal. Now, when you are drawing the normal, you are getting two angles here, isn't it? Angle AOM and angle BOM. This angle AOM can be called as angle of incidence. Okay, the angle formed between the incident ray and the normal can be called as angle of incidence, and the angle formed between the reflected ray and the normal, here it is angle BOM. This is known as angle of reflection. Okay, the angle formed between the incident ray and the normal is known as angle of incidence, represented by angle I, and the angle formed between the normal and the reflected ray is known as angle of reflection, angle R. Now, next is plane of incidence and plane of reflection. Plane of incidence means the plane containing the incident ray and the normal, and plane of reflection is the plane containing the reflected ray and the normal. That is, this part is the plane of incidence and this part is the plane of reflection. So, is it clear? we were discussing about the terms related to reflection. For that, I have considered a plane mirror. Now, a ray of light, AO, hits on this reflecting surface. It is known as the incident ray. So, what is incident ray? The ray which hits on the reflecting surface. It is known as the incident ray. Then, the ray which bounces back after hitting the surface is known as the reflected ray. The point on the reflecting surface at which the incident ray hits can be called as point of incidence. Then the perpendicular drawn at the point of incidence is called a normal. Angle between the incident ray and the normal is angle of incidence, and the angle between the reflected ray and normal is known as the angle of reflection. Then again, the plane containing the incident ray and normal is the plane of incidence, and the plane containing the reflected ray and the normal is the plane of reflection. So, is it clear? I'll be asking these definitions. It is very important. So, please be thorough with these definitions. Okay. Now, we will move to the next part. Next is about the laws of reflection. Okay. We are going to consider the laws of reflection. There are two laws related to reflection. First one is the incident ray, reflected ray and normal lies on the same plane. So here I have considered a mirror, incident ray, reflected ray, normal. Now all these three things are there on the same plane or on the same side. That is one of the laws of reflection. Incident ray, reflected ray and normal lies on the same plane. It is there on the same plane. Now the second one is angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. That is, this is the incident ray, this is the normal. So this angle is angle of incidence. The normal reflected ray, so this is angle of reflection. When we measure these two angles, it will be always equal. That is, angle of incidence will be always equal to angle of reflection. These two things can be called as the laws of reflection. So, which are the laws? Incident ray, reflected ray and normal lies on the same plane. Then angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. Okay. So you should be thorough with these two laws. Now we are going to verify these two laws. Verify means you have to prove that these two laws. Okay. So this is a small experiment. So listen how we can prove that laws of reflection. For that, we will be taking just a piece of paper or a chart paper. Okay. And on a chart paper, we will be drawing a straight line. Okay. We will draw a straight line. Then, in the center, we will mark a dot. Okay. Now, one more thing, when in the case of ray diagrams, when you are drawing the rays, always you should use your ruler and pencil. Diagrams should not be drawn using pen, and it should be straight, since ray means a straight line with an arrowhead. So no bends should be there. Okay, here since I am drawing on the board, it is difficult, but when you draw, please use the ruler and the pencil to draw the ray diagrams. So I have drawn a straight line, then the center is marked. Then just draw a straight line. Okay, we have drawn a straight line such that this angle should be less than 90 degree. 90 degree means it will be straight. So this angle should be less than 90 degree. We have to draw a line such that the angle made here should be less than 90 degree. So actually this will be considered as our incident ray. Okay. Now the next thing is take two pins. Okay. alpins will be there, that is pins with a head. So just take 2 pins and put those 2 pins on this line. Okay. Now take a plain mirror and keep the mirror on this line. So it's a plain mirror, a piece of mirror, just keep it like this. Okay. So here we have the mirror on this side. This side is the reflecting surface and the other one is the silver earth surface. Okay, so the reflecting side is here. So if I am keeping a mirror like this on this line, here in front of the mirror we can see a straight line with 2 dots or 2 pins, isn't it? So inside the mirror, since it is a plain mirror, inside the mirror also you can see these 2 things, isn't it? Did you understand how I can? First I have drawn a straight line, then at almost center I have given a marking, then draw a straight line such that this angle should be less than 90 degree. Take 2 pins and then you can just put it on this line. Now take a plain mirror and keep it like this. Okay, so that the reflecting side of the mirror should be over here and this will be the silver coating. Okay, side with silver coating. Now when you look into the mirror, from here I can see the inner part of the mirror, isn't it? So when I am looking into the mirror, I can see the image of these 2 things inside this mirror. Now I am standing here looking through the mirror. I can see these 2 dots. Now take 2 more pins. Okay, so it should come almost in the same order. Now looking through the mirror, I'll take 2 more pins and I just put it here such that all these 4 pins should come in a straight line. These 2 are the pins which we can see inside the mirror. Okay, here we have the mirror and inside the mirror we can see the image of these 2 pins. That is what I have drawn here. Now I'll take 2 more pins and I'll put it on this side such that all these 4, that is these 2 images as well as the 2 new pins which I have taken, comes to be in a straight line. Now remove the mirror, remove the pin. If we need, you can remove the pin and join this. Okay, join this. So here I had the pins. Now I have removed the pin as well as the mirror and I have joined this. And here we can, through the center, anyway you can keep the normal. Okay, here we have the normal. Now, through the exact center, I have drawn the normal. This is our plain paper, isn't it? So, here is the normal. Now, what was our first law? Incident ray, reflected ray and normal lies on the same plane. Just look into this. This is our incident ray. This is the normal. This is the reflected ray. All these 3 things lies on the same side or same plane. Now what is our second law? Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Now just take a protractor, measure this angle. This is our angle of incidence. Then measure this angle. This is our angle of reflection. So what you can see is angle I will be equal to angle R. And this is our second law. Okay, so this is how we verify the laws of reflection. So is it clear? Once again, first we have taken a chart paper, draw a straight line, then you can draw the incident ray such that this angle should be less than 90 degree. Keep 2 pins on the line and then you can keep the mirror above this. Then looking through the mirror, you can see the image of these 2 pins. Now take 2 more pins and keep it on the chart paper such that the image as well as these 2 pins comes in a straight line. Now remove the mirror and the pins and join the line. Just measure these 2 angles. It will be equal. That is angle I is equal to angle R. And one more thing, you can see incident ray, normal and the reflected ray lies on the same plane. Now, here I have said that you have to draw a line such that this angle should be less than 90 degree. Do you know what happens if a ray hits on a surface at 90 degree? So here this is our reflecting surface or the mirror. Now I am considering a ray which hits on it at 90 degree. This is known as normal incidence. Okay, this is normal incidence. And in the previous case, the ray was hitting on the surface like this. This is known as oblique incidence. If the ray is hitting on a surface in a slanting manner, we will call it as oblique incidence. If it hits straight or perpendicular, we will call it as normal incidence. Okay, we have considered about the oblique incidence. Now, if a ray hits on a surface normally or if the incidence is straight, the ray gets reflected, but here it retraces its path. That means it will go through the same line. Okay, so this is another point what you have to remember. In the case of normal incidence, the ray retraces its path. That means it will go through the same path. So, what will be the angle of incidence here? This is the incident ray. Normal also will be drawn there. Reflected ray also will be there. So, here angle of incidence will be 0. Angle of incidence is the angle between incident ray and the normal. This is the incident ray. Above that only normal is coming. So, here angle of incidence and angle of reflection will be equal to 0. Okay, so is it clear? If it is slanting and hitting on a surface, we will call it as oblique incidence. If it hits normal to a surface, if it is hitting on a surface at 90 degree, making an angle 90 degree, we will call it as normal incidence. Then, in the case of normal incidence, the ray will retrace its path. That means it will move through the same path. So, in this case, angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection and this will be equal to 0. Angle I and angle R will be equal to 0. Okay. So, thank you children.